Hello, I'm Summer Quesenberry, and we're with Leatherneck Insider Tell Your Story. And today's panel features graduate assistants Emma Ginther, Mason Brock, and Peter Moses. And we're going to jump right into it. Let us know what your position is here at Western Illinois University and where you completed your undergrad.
I'm a graduate assistant for athletic marketing and promotions, and I also did my undergrad here in marketing and communications, I said.
Yeah.
My name is Mason Brock. I am currently the graduate assistant for game operations and facilities. I did my undergraduate at Crown College at the small Division III in Minnesota, where I also got to play baseball as well.
My name is Peter Moses. I'm the grad assistant for student athlete success and support.
All those S's.
All those S's.
It's hard.
I did my undergrad at Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, and I played varsity basketball there.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Great. Mason?
I'm originally from Houston, Texas.
Got it. Emma?
I'm a local.
That's
I'm from Abingdon, so it's about 45 minutes from here.
Perfect. Mason, what first introduced sort of your spark in athletics? Obviously, you have a baseball background. You can speak to that, but also sort of what led you to kind of pursuing a graduate assistant or a profession within athletics.
Yeah, so I was introduced to athletics as a whole just whenever I was super young, around 5 years old, and played baseball pretty much my whole life. That was pretty much the only sport I played growing up. Obviously, like I said, I played collegiate baseball where I had a blast and didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, didn't know if I wanted to get into coaching or whatever it may be outside of athletics, whatever it was. Then I found the way of athletic administration, so then I knew of game operations, facilities, whatever it kind of may be, and those two kind of just caught my eye. So then I was able to look around, just find different positions that may have interested me. Then I heard about the graduate assistant kind of route of different ways I can go about it. So then that's when I thought that might be a good way for me to gain my master's, gain that little bit of 2 years of experience as well. So I thought that was a good push for me as well.
Yep, good fit. And Peter, for you?
Yeah, I was kind of forced into athletics at a young age. I was really tall. I was about like 6 foot in like the 6th grade.
It's unfortunate that we can't
stand up,
we wouldn't be able to fit you in there, but yes.
Yeah, I was
very tall.
I was really tall. I was always the tallest person around. So I didn't really want to play sports at first, but it kind of became a thing where it was like, you should play basketball, you should play basketball. And I did, and I fell in love with it. I moved away at home at like 16. I was at prep school. I got a scholarship to play on the East Coast, so that was great as well. After university, though, I was kind of thinking about what's next. And then the grad assistantship came up. I saw that, and I was like, this is a great way to stay in athletics and, be around the sports I love. So definitely took on the opportunity.
Great. Emma?
I've done sports kind of like Mason my whole life. So in high school, I did track and basketball. And then once I graduated, I was kind of taking a moment to figure out what I wanted to do with my career, my future, and everything. So with that, I set aside my career in athletics. And I mean, it's kind of like losing a piece of your identity, It's like you're around that your whole life with schedules and practices and everything. So I took a moment, I went back to school, and then I decided I was gonna apply for my master's here in sports management. And kind of like I said in my goals statement, it's kind of like a way of, you can still continue your career in athletics without playing. So I mean, it's a little different, but you still get to be a part of.
Or athletics adjacent.
Yeah.
Competition adjacent, I guess, from that standpoint. All right, so good. So this is how you sort of found the position and continued, obviously education being important to each of you as you complete your master's, but what's specific to the role that you serve? So, game day and operations and facilities, marketing, promotions, community engagement, and then student athlete academics and advising. That's a totally different realm as well. What sort of led you to sort of saying, this fits me, this is where I know I can thrive, or this is a great impact I can have on a student athlete, or did it find you, the role, I guess, in that way? So Peter, for you.
Yeah, I had great advisors coming up. So when I was in my undergrad at Dalhousie, we had great supports for student athletes. I came in, I think my first semester I didn't have a good GPA, maybe I don't want to say it, but it wasn't ideal. But thanks to the supports there, I was Dean's List by the time I was graduated. I was academic All-Canadian. So I really made some big improvements and some strides. So I just think guidance is really important to have. And I know I'm able to be in a position to give people that guidance. So I said, why not? Let me hop on the role and kind of see.
You got help, and with your other hand, you started helping others.
Exactly.
Good. Mason, for you.
Yeah, somebody, like I said, I went to a Division III school, so we didn't have a whole lot of resources at that time, but it was something, I still had a great student athlete experience.
Absolutely.
So that's something that kind of hits home to me, is just overall student athlete experience. So being able to provide a great game day atmosphere for student athletes here at Western or wherever I ended up, wherever it was going to be, I wanted to make sure that that was one thing that I could enhance or be able to provide for student athletes. And overall, just that's what I've kind of see fit and what I've really enjoyed so far.
The behind the scenes and setup and execution. It's perfect. And Emma, for you?
For me, so in my undergrad, communications, I was really involved in CSS, which is Communication Student Society. So I would do social media for them, and then I kind of touched here and there on social media in other realms and stuff. And then I decided to do an internship in marketing during my last year of undergrad, which that kind of, I feel like, was like the motivation to keep pushing in that area. So me, I feel like the position kind of came to me when I started, like when I applied and everything. I reached out to Shelby, who's one of our senior administrators, and she told me that this role actually just opened up, and I was like, okay, that's kind of perfect for me. And then I had that conversation with Paul, and it kind of just worked out perfectly.
Perfect. So you've all kind of touched on a little bit of your undergrad and why this position sort of fit for you as you were pursuing your graduate assistantship. What stood out as you were pursuing or applying or looking into it in terms of Western, as you were looking at this and choosing this graduate assistantship? We'll start with Emma.
Okay, so I think for me it was probably easier because I did my undergrad here. So my last year and a half of my undergrad, I was really getting involved more within campus and making those connections and relationships across campus.
Right.
And then that ultimately was what made me want to stay here and pursue a master's career here. So I think getting into the graduate assistantship was kind of perfect for me, because I didn't know that that was even possible to get such like hands-on experience, kind of be like a full-time worker in athletics and get that professional experience.
Right, so that's perfect. So you already had sort of established base foundation. You already knew who some of the people that you're going to be working with, and then obviously you're familiar. It's still got to be close to home, so that all of those checked all your boxes. It made it an easy fit. It's perfect. And Mason, for you?
Yeah, the big thing, big eye catcher for Western Illinois for me was just overall the Division I experience. That's something I never really had experience in coming in before this, so it's definitely something I wanted to get my feet wet, be able to say I have this experience, I know what it's kind of like, even though it's not Power 4, Power 5, whatever, it's still very good mid-major basketball, football, whatever it may be. All the sports I really enjoy getting to work with, and that was something that really caught my eye.
Okay. And Peter, for you?
Yeah, my thing was I wanted to take on a new experience, a new challenge. Coming from Canada, athletics isn't as big as it is over here. So even being on the biggest school on the East Coast, coming here, we have a lot more structure to athletics. We have a lot more importance. There's more weight to it, right? So just coming on, taking on that Division I challenge.
Good. Okay, so we've talked about your background a little bit. We've talked about choosing WIU. So as you go into sort of your role and your responsibility, okay? So what does a typical work day, work week look like in your role? Which is, we could probably talk about it the rest of our time. But we can, do you want to split them up? Do you want to start with the day and then do you want to go into a week, or do you think you can combine the both?
I feel like I can combine.
You might be able to combine the both? Okay,
Yeah.
Emma, you started out then.
So I feel like a lot of my days consist of meetings. So, I mean, whether it be athletic meetings or I'm a part of a bunch of different organizations across campus to represent athletics. So those kind of build up. Yeah, right. So like homecoming committee, block party, and then our family day barbecue that we do every year for football, programming council. There's a bunch of different meetings that I have to go to pretty much every week. And then I'd say it depends on the season by how busy I am, like in office work. If it is a game day, then I'll go in and work on scripts, prepare music for the games. And then, I mean, once I go to the games, I'm all over the place. I'm in charge of the contests and promotions that happen, sponsorships, PA reads, music, everything within that realm. So definitely stay busy.
So game day is a long day.
Game day is a long day. It's my full day, I'd say.
full and then some.
Yeah, and then some.
Mason, for you, what does a typical day, typical week look like?
Yeah, very similar with Emma. Me and my supervisor Brady, and along with Will Thomas, we always kind of think of it like we're always thinking of the season kind of ahead. We're not trying to think of like if we're in the season, we're kind of thinking about we're behind at that point. I mean, we're trying to think like if it's baseball, softball season like we are right now, we're already kind of thinking about football season. Honestly, we're thinking about how we can kind of prepare and what we best can prepare for that, especially because we know next season we're starting early. But for me, a typical work day / week, I kind of send it just kind of blends together for me. So I might be reaching out to officials, visiting teams, hotels, whatever it kind of may be, making sure that we're staffed for each and every single game. So right now, baseball, softball, I'm making sure that we have every press box worker, that we're making sure we have scoreboard, PA, so I'm working with Emma, making sure we're all good with that, and then making sure we have anything else that needs to be set, talking to home coaches, making sure that they have anything that they want done during a game, that we make sure it's done for them. Also, that includes work orders, so working with our facilities team, making sure that right now for baseball, softball, our grounds crew, we're communicating with them, their expectations, schedule, different things of that nature. And other than that, it's been just kind of all blends together at this
Other
point.
than that?
Yeah. Something slight.
Yeah.
Perfect. Peter, what is a day, work day? Yours is a little bit not so much game day operation, so you get to be a little bit more direct with the way that you schedule things, kind of.
Yeah, I have a lot of flexibility. Kind of like Emma, I have a lot of meetings, right? But a lot of them are with student athletes.
Right.
So on the day-to-day, I have numerous student athletes coming by. I'm meeting with them. I'm checking on how they're doing academically, well-being-wise, and then kind of seeing what resources they might need. So hopefully they'll be able to come in and it'll just be a quick checkup and they're doing good academically and they're doing well, but other times it's like, oh, do you need tutoring? And then kind of setting that up, or you need mental health support? Okay, let's see what we can do. So it's all about just checking up on the athletes. But yeah, and then I help out anywhere I can, so. Yeah.
What are some responsibilities, and we'll stick with you, Peter, that you have that you didn't think that you were going to have, or you think someone would be surprised to learn that you have, or you were sort of surprised, like, oh, I do that too?
Surprising. I'm not sure if I would say anything surprising. I know being student athlete success, one role I have that's unique to my role, for example, I'm the tutor coordinator. So it might be just reaching out to different athletes and say, hey, I saw you're struggling in this class. Do you need a tutor? And then kind of setting that up. And on the back end, making sure that there's tutors available. So.
Do you have confrontation ever?
A lot more mediation than confrontation.
There you go. Look at you with words.
Mediation.
Mediation.
Yeah. So kind of, hey, if an athlete or student athlete has a struggle with their professor, it's kind of, okay, how do we address the issue? Because more than not, people usually hit a roadblock with a class or something at least once a semester, and they usually have 5. So
right, exactly. So there's a couple.
Yeah, quite.
All right, Mason, for you, anything you're surprised about?
Yeah, one thing I was kind of led on to and being given a lot of ownership of was our student worker staff. So that's one thing I didn't necessarily know what my kind of hands-on would be. I knew that we had it, but I didn't know how much of it would be on my plate. But also, it's been a great experience being able to take ownership and take accountability of like staffing and making sure that we have enough student workers in general, and that we're always looking for them. So especially for football and basketball season, it's just super important for us. So making sure, giving that responsibility was something I didn't know how much I would have, but it was also super.
There's a challenge associated with that just in the recruiting process of student workers.
Oh yeah.
And then them being reminded to show up and be there, so you have a different sort of ownership of that on top of what's delegated to you on a game day.
Yep.
And then also the challenge of building relationships with the students so that they want to come back, or that they want to work with you or for you or be part of the event. So that is a great challenge, and it translates to life beyond Western.
Yep.
Emma, for you?
I'd say mine's more of a fun little surprise. I wasn't expecting to be the DJ at all the games, so I had to make the playlist and play the music during all the games, the sound effects. So I can definitely be creative in those areas. It's something that I didn't know I'd be taking on, but it's definitely fun, and I've enjoyed it.
Didn't know you'd be looking for like little sound effects that you could like steal or use. You're like, oh, this would be great for this. Yeah,
and I've noticed on my like day-to-day life, if I'm listening to music in the car or at a different game or whatever, I'd be like, this would be a good sound for this moment of this game.
It's in your thoughts.
Yeah.
This is who you are. What's your favorite noise that you get to make?
I have a lot of experience with the cha-ching sound.
What is it? How does
It's
it
like
go?
it's a cash register cha-ching sound.
Oh,
I do
okay.
it when we make free throws, or like right now in baseball, softball season, if we get an out or something like that. But everybody thinks it's kind of funny at this point.
It's good. I like the Mario like coin
The coin
noise.
sound.
Yeah, that's my favorite, and it sticks in my head.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think in terms of your roles, have helped you have a deeper understanding? So, in this graduate assistant position, yes, you own, academia sort of on your side. Yours is the operational side, facility side. Yours is promotions, marketing. Have you gained better insight in terms of what other people do while serving in your role, or different appreciation for what other people do, especially coming from an undergrad or playing a sport and being like, oh man, there's all these things going on no matter what level, and now you have a deeper appreciation or a deeper understanding, or even an area that you'd be like, that's an area that I might want to pursue or gain more knowledge of. Emma, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, so I mean, coming from doing sports my whole life, it's like being the one that's playing, you think then like it's a big responsibility and
show up,
everything.
yeah.
Like all you got to do is show up, but it seems like huge, and I mean, you don't really realize how much really goes on behind the scenes. So I mean, in my position, I didn't know how much goes on, for instance, broadcasting. There's so many different moving parts, and you have to find so many different people to do those things. And then also with Mason's role, the operations facilities, there's so many different moving parts there and different people that you have to talk to and communicate and stuff like that. So I've definitely gained a lot of appreciation for people in my role at other schools and at other positions here.
Sometimes it feels like, wow, it's amazing. Like we did all that, and we're
Yeah.
gonna do it again tomorrow. But like you got through like an entire production, right? So
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing from that standpoint in terms of reward or just understanding and gratitude. Mason, for you.
Yeah, I could shout out a lot of people. So especially like
Do it.
our facilities team, so building service workers, grounds crew, electricians, all those different people. Like they do they have such important roles to this like the whole institution as a whole, just to make sure the lights are on, trash is taken out, different things like that. Then other roles include like Emma's, and then academics as well, making sure that student athletes are eligible, making sure that student athletes are having a great game day experience as a whole, and also fans are having a great game day atmosphere, and also coaches are a different perspective that I didn't really know, like what kind of goes into it as much, even though I knew I may want to be a coach in my future career, but I know it's like a lot of hard work, and it's definitely something that they appreciate all of us doing for them every single day. So yeah, and another thing was, like Emma mentioned, broadcasting, communications, all those different areas that are important as well for a game day as well.
Yeah, huge pieces of it. Peter, for you?
Yeah, I think everything you guys said was great. Just piggybacking off everyone else, like broadcasting, for example, I was helping out with the game the other day, and I didn't even know how to turn on the camera. So just that level of complexity to everyone's
You had a
role.
bird's eye view, though.
I did. But that level of complexity kind of just tells me that everyone has their own kind of role that's super important, and that we all come together to kind of get one main idea done. So, yeah.
It's perfect. Moving parts, one main
together.
production. Love it for us. Mason, what's been your favorite part of the job so far?
Just getting to sit courtside at a basketball game, getting to sit right next to a baseball field, softball field, getting to sit on the track right next to a football field, just being able to actually see the game happen and knowing that, hey, I was able to be a big part of this for the student athletes, making sure that they don't have to do a whole lot, coaches don't have to do a whole lot, making sure that I just be able to help put on the show so that they can just do what they are wanting to do.
Well, beyond you being like so up close, personal present, there's a huge role you hold in game day, which is, and especially just nuance, like new rules, right? In terms of being able to have a challenge and an immediate replay, and you get that done working specifically with our broadcasts, and we do it effectively and efficiently and immediately, advancing even so to have a microphone for our referees to speak directly into, and so I guess sort of what do you feel great about having sort of that ownership? Like you're the man for that.
Yeah, being able to sit behind the couple computer monitors, it's been awesome. Being able to show that, hey, this has been in help a little bit.
You know the call before they're even coming over there. You already know. You're like, he's safe.
Yeah, whenever
they're out on them.
Whenever coaches want to get a challenge, I'm like, hey, I already know what you want. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out.
Perfect. Emma, what's been your favorite part?
I'd say when
you like the DJ. You've got that
for
up,
sure,
yes.
for sure.
You might be doing weddings this summer.
Sign me up. I'd say when I first started, I definitely sitting courtside at those games and seeing everything so up close was awesome. I mean, such a good view, you know?
Yeah.
And then another thing that I've really got appreciation for is the relationships that I've built, not only with the athletes and coaches and my coworkers and stuff, but across campus too. I've met so many different people and connected with so many different departments that has benefited athletics essentially. So
and the community, like being able to tie, connect dots essentially, and have a cause. I mean, every one of our games beyond the promotion, we also have specific community needs, and so you've been able to kind of fill in the gap to serve in different areas, like our toy drive or things like that directly impact the Macomb community. So that's rewarding and special to know those initiatives.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I mean, walk around town, walk around campus, and you see somebody that you know every single time, which is awesome because I came to Macomb not really knowing anybody, so being able to always see somebody that I know, somebody's always saying hi to me, it's pretty cool.
It is. It's cool. Peter, for you?
My main thing is kind of just the learning experience, right? Being able to step into a role where I'm able to help people or fulfill a need, and then kind of learning the things that go around that, right? Professional development, being in a position that matters, but then also learning from everyone else, right? So I'm able to go to Emma or go to you if you need to, and kind of see what everyone does, get a little bit of everything, and then kind of see what I want down the line for my own personal development. So it's all been a big learning moment for me. I've been trying to take it in as much as I can, but honestly, I'm loving it, yeah.
Winning moments have to be when like a student athlete is identified as, like, oh no, and being able to impact them and draw to attention, because a lot of times it's their time management or the way that they're approaching the class or their relationship with their professor, or a lot of times we don't know how to study when we come in, and so this is the first time they're having to figure out that, or test taking skills. I mean, you're teaching them skills that can be taken, again, beyond Western, but there has to be great reward in seeing a kid that you had a dynamic with, a relationship with, get it and then take off and then be able to do the sport that probably brought them here in the first place, and then also just graduation day with some student athletes that maybe felt like they weren't going to get there. That has to be a significant reward.
Yeah, definitely it is. A lot of times it's just having them realize that they already have the skills to succeed, right?
Yeah.
Like they're an athlete playing at Division I level.
Right.
It's just getting them to apply the skills that they need. If it's time management, if it's just focusing in a bit more. But it is rewarding to see that, hey, we did make a 360 here, or not 360, 180 here.
Yeah, I know.
360 would be bad.
The trap, yeah, you got it.
But a 180 and kind of just, pivoting their trajectory academically into something positive.
That's a great way of saying it. You already have the skill set. You clearly already have the skill set. You need to also apply it in the classroom.
Exactly.
Perfect. That's perfect. That's a good way. Most memorable maybe experience. It could be a funny story. It can be like panic story. It can be anything from a growth standpoint, but one of your most memorable times thus far serving in this role. Mason.
Ours definitely just came very recently. Hosting the selection show, being able to be a big part of that, doing it for the first time since I believe 2016, 2017, and being able to enhance it as much as possible, talking with the broadcasting team, talking with operations, talking with the coaches, and kind of getting their expectations of what they want, what they deserve at this time of the year.
Right.
So making sure that they're shown that, hey, you guys earned this, so being able to show out for them and everything like that was awesome to see.
Absolutely. Great setup. Looked awesome on TV with the 3 seconds that they pan into us. And then also just an experience also with so much of the community, family, and friends associated with the women's basketball program. And then displaying, obviously, Coach Gravina and his program, achieving that in the last 10 years. That's a significant step for all invested. I mean, it was a celebration. So absolutely. What was yours, Emma?
Not to steal his answer too, kind of similar, but I would say going down to Evanston and seeing our girls win the OVC tournament. So that was pretty cool, seeing somewhere that I go actually win a championship. It's a first for me. So being there, being able to be on the sidelines and experience that win kind of with them is super cool. And then something else that I think is memorable is just seeing all these plans that I put into game day and everything, just seeing everything turn out. It's kind of rewarding in that sense. So like homecoming week, we did a bunch of stuff during the games. Student night, we collabed with a few different organizations across campus. And seeing that pan out and everything be successful is always super rewarding for me.
Because it's both sides. The student, the promotion, the community, all those things.
It's like a
thriving.
ladder, yeah.
Yep. From an OVC tournament standpoint, obviously being in Evansville and getting to be present there, what did you get to see different sort of execution, like a different level? Because obviously OVC employees and then different people associated with the conference from other institutions. That was a broader, bigger production essentially in some ways. But what was that like?
Yeah, so I was helping with social media on the sidelines. So I mean, I got to walk around down there and see everything. It's definitely a lot more professional, like career-wise with them, but also seeing the different like contests that they do and everything. So I mean, again, just taking notes everywhere that I go and just bringing it back here. Like even the smaller things, like oh, they brought these people on the court to do sponsor recognitions and stuff like that. So I think I'm always learning and seeing stuff anywhere I go.
Wanting to implement. Perfect. And then Peter, for you.
Sounds like I'm gonna copy Emma. Like it was going to Evansville and watching the women's win. I had the opportunity of kind of leading the fan bus, so that was a different experience.
Signed up for the fan bus.
Yeah, signed up for the fan bus and kind of chaperoning that was great. But yeah, I think one of the most shocking experiences I had, though, that was kind of unique, was the first football game of the season. The first game I worked where I was a red hat, and
tell us what the red hat is.
Oh, the timeout coordinator. Yeah, so being on the sideline and being the timeout coordinator, having a headset, and kind of just hearing the broadcast team was not only like shocking and to see what goes into it, but then also kind of nerve-wracking because it was like a new expectation I never had before. So it was really something I'll remember, something that kind of opened my eyes, kind of how big college athletics is here, and then kind of a learning moment as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, sure, I'll do it. I'll be the red hat. And then you're like, what does the red hat do, right? And then you're between the two, so that's great. In terms of talking between the referees, I never was so panicked about 10 seconds in my life. I'm like, it's 10. He said 30, but I don't know when the 30 started, right? I've also had to stand in the gap that one time that you were not available.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was a different sort of 30 seconds to 10 second. And then they want to talk. Which is not good for me.
Because then you're
Right, that's my weakness. So, like, Summer's at 10 seconds up. I'm like, I don't know. Sir, I don't know. You just asked me 4 questions. It's probably up yesterday. Yes. Right, exactly. So if you've had to sum up kind of where you're at, like, from the beginning to now, like when you just took over this role, like we're approaching a year here, 9 months here, or 2 years here, and a full graduate assistantship. One word to sort of describe who you are now, or 3, whatever. I'll give it to you because I'm a 3-worder. What would it be? And whoever can do it first, because I'll give the thought process. So whoever wants it first, jump in.
I'll say I feel, I mean, I was mature before, but like I feel like so much more of an intense level of maturity and like organization, professionalism.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. You said 3 words.
Mature, professionalism. Got it.
Yep.
Career.
Sure.
Throw it in there. Go ahead.
I'll go.
Okay.
I would just say focus for mine. Like if you're not focused about or intentional about your actions, then it could really screw up a lot of different areas, not just yourself, but the teams, coaches, marketing, anything else, stuff like that. It could really mess up. So as long as you're intentional and you're focused and you're on top of your stuff, it could really put a great game day out as well.
Right. You could affect it.
I would say refined. Just coming in, and just having some idea of what was going on, and then being actually able to experience it. That's a whole different beast. And do it, right?
Yes.
So coming now and being able to sharpen the skills I already had that were existing, but then also learning new skills, and then also applying them in a way that's effective and useful. It's refined, I guess.
It is refined. That's great. It's a great word. You're with Leatherneck Insider. Tell your story, the graduate assistant's career journey, and we'll be right back.
Our story began with a spark that started on the prairies of Western Illinois. From a bell tower which stood as a new beacon of knowledge for all to see, to the cranes that swing over campus today, advancing our vision to inspire, educate, and lead. That spark ignited a legacy of students using their talents and perseverance to make the world a better place in ways big and small. In this 125th year, we celebrate the remarkable journey of Western Illinois University, a milestone marked by dedication, boundless ambition, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. We have pushed the envelope far beyond what our founders could have imagined. We have broken new ground, set records, and made discoveries. Whatever challenges we have faced over the years, we grow stronger from them and evolve. We remain devoted to our fighting leatherneck spirit, the spirit of the underdog that fuels creativity, generosity, and determination. Leathernecks can be found in communities across the state, the country, and the world, doing their part to be a positive force wherever they go. Today, in Macomb and the Quad Cities, students from all walks of life meet to share ideas and aspirations. Our students bring new perspectives and aim to be part of something bigger than themselves. The Leatherneck legacy lives inside these walls and in all of us. Together, we are marching on.
Hey, you'll find your school.
I just want to find a place where I can be myself. I want to try new things. I want to find my people. I want to make a difference. I want to have a place to grow, to make mistakes, to learn new things. And I want to do college on my own terms.
Grit. It's that thing inside of you that ignites passion and empowers you to envision a world full of possibility. At Western Illinois University, leathernecks are made with this grit. It starts here, in this field, in this room, on this court, and in this lab. We refuse to blend in because our purple stands out.
We're back with Leatherneck Insider and today's panel, Graduate Assistants Career Journey. And so we're jumping right back in. And so now we're thinking about how we balance everything. So work, life, in general, balance. Mason, how do you balance your graduate schoolwork with your professional responsibilities and also your personal life?
Yeah, so right now I am married. Just got married this past summer to my beautiful wife, and she's been my rock. She's been amazing through this whole process. And right now I am mostly online classes, thankfully, so it is a little bit easier to balance, to kind of do it whenever I want, whenever I'm able to, honestly. So yeah, so working pretty much in the mornings on homework, later in the evenings on homework if I need to, if I'm not caught up where I want to be. Sometimes I try to get it ahead as much as possible so I'm not having to do it, especially, right, we're busy on the weekends 99% of the time, so not having to worry about homework on the weekends after a long baseball day, a softball day, basketball day these past few weeks. Being able to just say, hey, I'm done for the week. I can focus on the sports. I can focus on spending time with my wife outside of sports. That's big possibility for me right now. So.
Do you think like your undergraduate sort of prepared you in terms of being a student athlete? Like, is the rigor similar or similar but different in terms of time? Yeah,
I'd say for sure definitely similar in time, especially when we were in season in the spring. So being able to balance travel, game days, homework, tests, in-person classes, especially at the undergrad level. That was big, being able to find that balance, find that healthy balance, but also being able to be a student at the same time.
Like enjoy.
Yeah, being able to enjoy friends, outside time,
social,
being able to be social with friends, whatever it may be. So that was definitely big for me as well.
Good, so you felt prepared.
Yeah.
And that's what has allowed you to go, no homework on the weekends.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just time for me and wifey.
Get it done early.
That's right. Peter, for you?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. I'm doing a double course load. I want to graduate this year. So it's been really a challenge to kind of being able to... So
you've had an accelerated...
I've accelerated my degree to kind of get it all done. But yeah, no, it's been really a challenge to kind of being able to balance school and work. But because I'm passionate about what I do, I'm kind of made time. That's why I said I'm kind of refining my skills here to kind of make sure I'm able to succeed and excel.
The next level.
Yeah, the next level.
Yes, got it. Emma, for you?
It was kind of a challenge for me too at first. I have in-person classes, so some of my days look like going to class for 3 hours and then going right into the office and then going to the game right after. So kind of like what they said, I try to get my homework done before the weekends. So I mean, even after those weekend games, I can kind of enjoy just sit on the couch or something, something like that. But I do think that it's not as bad as it seems. I mean, I'm busy all the time, but working in athletics, it's something I'm so passionate about. It seems fun to me, especially when you get along with your coworkers and they're all your friends. So it's just like hanging out for a really long time.
Oh, nice. We like that. We should put it on a t-shirt. That's a good one. That's a good one for all graduate assistants ever, right? Like, it's just like hanging out with your best friends for a really long time.
Yeah.
We like it. WIU graduate assistants. Yes, we like it. Emma, starting with you, what time management strategies have you sort of implemented? Like, what's helped you stay on task with everything, even all the promotions and all the things that you have coming up? What do you use to sort of organize your time?
I've definitely utilized Google Calendar a lot. So
shout out Google Calendar.
Shout out Google Calendar, not sponsored. But but I mean, I've spent a lot of time in the library outside of work, so I can really focus on my academics and everything. But so say start of the semester, I go through the syllabus. I put in when everything is due on my Google Calendar. I put in all of the home games and when I'm supposed to be there instead of like when the game time starts. So like 3 hours before, and then I live off my Google Calendar. So
yeah,
that's really what
to your phone and to your watch.
Everything.
Get it all.
Everything.
Yes, absolutely. Mason, for you?
Yeah, I'm the same. Google Calendar has been great for me, but I'm a guy that likes to write things down. So I have a notebook next to my desk right now that has things that I need to know. Especially, it's more of like the game day stuff that I need to focus on, not necessarily my homework. But for my homework and everything like that, I kind of just leave it open on my computer on at all times, just so hey, oh yeah, I got to remember this. So it's just kind of like there.
Yep.
So whenever I do need it, I'm able to like just focus on it whenever I do. I also know that like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are my big just like get schoolwork done, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't really have to worry about much, and I could actually just enjoy time at home or just time at games.
Or
whatever,
games,
whatever it
games
is.
Trump that too.
So,
I like that about your supervisor too. He has like those old school notebooks with just like a to-do list.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Says
I was like,
things
you
to
know
do.
what, Brady and I are gonna get along because he's like, well, we have a couple of these. Like they were coming with something. I forget, like some sort of equipment. It came with a list or something. So he has those old stacks and he writes them down and was like, yep, same. So it makes sense. Peter, for you?
Yeah, a lot of Google Calendar. I also use my Teamworks calendar. That's where my athletes book
There
onto.
you go, Teamworks calendar.
Shout out Teamworks.
We love Teamworks.
We love Teamworks. But then also I set a lot of alarms up for myself. So I'll talk to my watch. I'll say, hey, put an alarm on for 3 p.m. And when it goes off, I know it's for something. So just figuring out what that is.
None are set for right now, right?
No. Hopefully not, right?
We'll be able to know what it is. Yeah, you're like, I'm supposed to eat right now. This is my 15-minute nap.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's really just being organized and being able to visually see what you have to do for me. So it's kind of just being able to see and kind of do it after.
What's been the biggest challenge, essentially, with the demand? So athletics, there is a very certain demand, but I agree with you so much, like in terms of maybe my friends that have worked in other industry, right? And they're like, they love the fact that it's a 7 to 4, 9 to 5, and they leave it situation. And I'm like, no, but I think a lot of it in terms of each of you saying it's passion, like I love it. This is what I do. So it doesn't feel like, yeah, I put in 80 hours this week or whatever, right? So when you look at it as a whole, I guess, sort of what has been the greatest sacrifice that you've had to make to serve in this capacity? Mason.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm kind of just like, especially coming from college athletics, being a student athlete myself, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. So I'm not really saying I'm having to like sacrifice a whole lot, but it's something that I'm just like, I'm already used to it. So I'm kind of just like, yeah, I'm ready to go. So
Yeah, it's part of the course.
I'm ready for the 80 hours for a football game week if I need to. So
Right.
yeah, so
It takes what it takes. Yeah, absolutely. Peter, for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that was kind of an eye-opener was kind of being how much people you're accountable to, right? Being an athlete, a student athlete, it's all about personal development and team success. So if your teammates are on the same side and your coach is on the same side, it's one thing. But now here, it's almost like I have 90 athletes I gotta make sure I gotta hold accountable, but then also talk to my boss Reese, or Will might need help here, or even talk to Brady. So it's just working with everybody, building my skills of collaboration, and then also kind of just holding myself accountable as well still.
Right, because you're leading. They're dependent on you. The burden of leadership, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Emma, for you?
I'd say kind of similar to what they're saying. I mean, when I first started, they tell you you're working a lot. You're going to work more than 20 hours. It's athletics. You can never know how long it's going to be. And then, I mean, I started, and I'm like, oh, it has been this. It has
Overtime,
been, yeah,
extra
like,
innings,
feel
rain delays.
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel like once you're, like, say, a football game, you're working that whole day, but then the day's over, you're like, oh, it was that long of a day.
Right.
So stuff like that.
Did I eat?
Yeah, I don't remember. But I would say another challenge that is kind of unique is that for me, I'm kind of in my own area within marketing and stuff like that. So I started, there's no head of marketing. So I kind of had to rely on other people to like figure out what I'm doing and everything. Shout out to Will Thomas. Couldn't have made it without him because he was kind of my go-to guy with questions and stuff when I first started figuring everything out. So, I mean, it was something to adjust to, but it was pretty easy with the help of just asking questions.
Right, and someone being able to answer them. Right, that's helpful too.
Yeah.
When you're an office of one, it's nice to be able to talk to someone and then be like, yes, or put you in the direction that you need to go to find it yourself, which you're resourceful in that capacity as well. So, great. So then if we think about growth and development, what skills, and you kind of talked about it, I'm refined, right before break. But what skills do you think that you sort of have developed, if you've had to give yourself a new skill set? I mean, everybody's building out their LinkedIn, right? So you're like, and that skill, that skill, that skill, that skill, right? What are those that you've sort of developed here at WIU in terms of within our athletics department? Mason, give them to me.
I'd say a big one for me is time management and leadership and just overall communication. I didn't necessarily know how much I'd be communicating with many people about what needs to get done, who needs to be communicated with.
Right.
So that being able to just know that, hey, like I've learned this, I'm pretty good at this now, I'm comfortable with, hey, whoever needs to be communicated with and how well they need to be communicated with is something that I'm pretty confident with myself in and that I've learned a lot.
Communication, asking what you need, telling what needs to be done, accountability. Yeah, those are significant because again, they transfer far beyond this position. Absolutely. For you?
Yeah, I would say probably communication and collaboration. Those two. Communication is super important. I never sent this many emails before in my life. Every day I'm sending, who knows?
Or receive this
many emails where I have to respond. So being able to communicate myself, articulate is important. And then also collaborating because we're working with everybody, right? Working not only with the fellow grad assistants in my role, Miles in Brooklyn, but then also other departments, marketing sometimes, or game day operations if they need help. So being able to reach out to everybody.
Good. Emma?
I'd say kind of piggyback off him. I also have never sent so many emails in my life before. I mean, I remember I used to wake up, I would like check my social media and stuff. Now I'm checking my email, make sure I didn't miss anything. So that, and then I would definitely say my interpersonal skills and collaborations and stuff. So, I mean, like before starting grad school, I'd say I was kind of reserved a little bit on the shy side, and now I'm open to talk to anybody, form those connections, relationships, and working with so many different departments across campus and stuff. So that's definitely been a huge one for me that I can take into my career.
Yeah, absolutely. So in perfect transition, as you end, your graduate assistant, earn your master's and sort of pursue the next steps, for the person coming in behind you, right? And the advice that you would give them, what would you give advice for someone interested in working in athletics, period? Not specific maybe to your role, but specifically into athletics. Someone, if you think about 2 years ago you, 9 months, a year ago you, as you're sitting there trying to apply and figure out what your next step is, what advice would you give to sort of the next person filling your shoes? Emma?
I would say kind of like what I was just talking about, ask questions. That's really how I made it this far and am this confident in what I do, is just by asking so many questions and trying to find resources that I don't necessarily have right in front of me. So that's a huge one for me. And also preparation. Obviously make sure it's something that you're passionate about, because it makes it so much easier, but like
on the hard days especially.
Yeah, for sure. But organizing organizing and laying everything out, having a calendar saves lives.
Yes. Perfect. Mason, for you?
Yeah, mine would be ready to learn, be ready to help out, and be ready to work those long hours. Also, like Emma said, being able to just communicate and being able to be there for each other and everything like that is so important. And yeah, just athletics is, if you're going to get into it, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of things that you may have not known. So being able to stay organized and on top of things is super important as well.
Perfect. And pivot.
Yeah, pivot. I would say take the leap. I think if you want to work in athletics, you have a passion for it. So you already know that. It's just being able to take that leap and kind of step into that role. And then also being able to trust yourself. When my biggest thing coming in, it was that I would double or triple guess myself. A lot of times it just meant doing that action. And if I was wrong or I did something wrong, I would learn right away. And
Yeah,
I'd be
learning. It's part of the learning curve.
It's part of the learning curve. But more than anything, you're more likely to be capable of doing the job. Is just being able to trust yourself to make those right decisions, do what you need to do, and at the end of the day, just helping out when you can.
Okay, I'm gonna come right back to you, Peter. What's one thing that you wish you knew in terms of preparation and like before starting this role? What would be one thing you kind of wish you knew?
I think it was more of just trusting myself. Coming in, I was more focused on like, am I doing this right? Is there something else I'm missing? When it's kind of like just knowing I'm doing the job and kind of embodying that and then just applying it. So instead of second or triple guessing myself, just kind of stepping into the role and being more confident in decisions I make.
Right. Someone once told me that if your intention is right, then in most cases you're still moving it forward as long as your intention's on the right side. And so it's given me freedom in terms of recognizing that the mistake is part of development, mistake is part of the progression, and especially if your heart was on right, then in most cases the intention comes through. So I don't know, I'll give that to you. You can take it or leave it, put it on your poster, ready to
I'll write it down.
Yeah, if you're like Summer said, my heart was in the right place, right? When I ran that red light, those kind of things. But Mason, for you?
Yeah, I'd say just the importance of being a team player, being able to show that, hey, I'm willing to help out in different areas and not just on myself or one or two areas, but you're willing to help out in 5 or 6 or whatever, how many different areas it may be. So being able to show that, hey, I'm open to learning this, even though I didn't come here for this, but I'm open to help and willing to learn, everything like that. I think being a team player, overall, just being able to show out for different areas is important as well.
Perfect. Emma?
Great answers from my coworkers. I'd say a big thing is just trusting myself and also having confidence within myself. I think in the beginning I was stressing out a lot about stressing myself out because I was just so worried about what's next, what's this, and I think I just need to realize that it's going to be okay. You just need to do it. It's going to execute perfectly. So that, and I also think having rubber bands and Post-it notes in my office is something I wish I knew too, because I always run out of those.
Rubber bands and Post-it notes?
Yes, office supplies.
What are you doing with the rubber bands?
Anything.
All the office supplies?
You use them more than you think.
Staples?
Everybody's always asking me for rubber bands.
What are you using rubber bands a lot? I feel like that's not an underused
I have
office
a bunch.
supply.
I don't. Maybe I'll send them to you.
Like,
Please.
He has a surplus.
I have a whole little.
He can share some of his rubber bands. Yes, Post-its though. Yes, those are great
For sure.
In terms of career goals, okay, what are your career goals after completing this master's and graduate assistant experience? Like, what are you thinking about next? Peter, you know.
Yeah, so I want to go to law school. I'm still exploring kind of law I want to do, but I do want to be still involved in sports somehow. So if it's sports adjacent or maybe just being a sports lawyer, an agent, NIL, whatever it is, just being involved in sports somehow would kind of be a great spot for me.
Great. Mason?
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want to keep staying in sports, even though I love sports. Overall, just event management is something I find very, very interesting. If that is sports, that's great, that's awesome. If it's not in sports, that's great, that's awesome. Whatever it ends up being, just being able to be behind the scenes, put on an event, put on a show, whatever it kind of is kind of what I see myself doing.
Yeah, that's maybe been like, I don't know if it's been a shocker to you or this is what your intention was, but recognizing you're in athletics, you take in a game day operations, sort of what you're passionate about, but man, everything you've learned and how far that translates to any sort of event, setup, breakdown, the broadcast aspect of things, just having a firm understanding of that, that's significant in terms of what it can translate to. You're not pigeonholed in any kind of capacity. It's very broad. what your next steps can be, which is awesome. It's, you know, that's great in some aspects, and not just so narrow-minded that, like, you know.
I don't just have to stay doing games or facilities, whatever, but I can do anything I know that I can put my feet into as well.
Right, and that also probably came from volunteering for 5, 6, 7, 8 options that were available to you to learn. That's a great way to, and good advice for the next people coming through, that that's really how you learn, is in the doing. That's how you don't second guess yourself, which you guys have brought up. That's how you learn and earn confidence, is by volunteering in those spots where you're needed. Emma?
Yeah, I mean, kind of going off of that, I feel like I've learned in so many different areas than just my own, being in this position. So, I mean, I definitely want to be a part of like a larger organization, whether it be professional sports or like a higher Division I college or something like that. I can see myself staying in marketing and promotions, but I'm also super interested in like community involvement, fan engagement, stuff like that. I just really like the aspect of connecting people. So whether it's working in sports or working for an arena or stadium, something like that, I think would be super cool.
That is great. Good. Same thing then. That's perfect. I hate this question, but I have to ask it. It's part of it when you're thinking about career journeys, or when you do your next interview, you're always going to get hit kind of with this. They'll get hit with like, what's the 5-year plan, or where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? And it's like, I'm sorry, did we not all go through COVID? Did we not all go through these things? Well, you know, there's a lot happening in the world, but they still ask that question. So if you can kind of try to pan yourself out, what does 5 to 10 years look like for you? What would be your dreams, aspirations? We'll make it up. Peter, for you?
Yeah, at that point, hopefully I'm done law school. And then I will be starting my career in hopefully sports, law, contracts, who knows. And then 10 years down the line, I see myself being a lot more refined than I would be in 5. But who knows?
Right.
10 years is a long way from now, so.
Polish that question, because you're going to be asked that in an interview.
Okay.
You need like a standard
Default.
10-word response on that. Yeah. Because they're always going to ask you, that's like an open, they always think it's the softball question, and you're like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I totally disagree with this question right now, but philosophy, right? Mason, for you?
Mine's going to be kind of like out of athletics, but hopefully one day in the next 5 years, I'm a father, hopefully. It's one thing that me and my wife, I know it's like ooey gooey.
No, we love it.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it's
great.
something that we're definitely passionate about. We definitely want to have a kid here in the next 5 years, I would believe. So then, but getting into my career-wise, I want to be leading a team of some sort in event operations or whatever it may be in that kind of sense.
Great.
Yeah, so going off of that, I hope that I plan to live in Chicago. So when I'm older, a bigger city, I think I thrive in a bigger city, bigger organization and stuff. So hoping to be in Chicago and have hopefully a role that I can stay in for that 10-year mark. So, I mean, making money.
It's going to take you a second in law school, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 3 years after.
Oh, well, then that's your plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're good. You got it.
No,
That's
I'm
all.
not
I
stressing.
came off aggressive right there for you, but that's good.
No, it's okay.
Okay, and as we wrap this up, I always try to end it in terms of a moment for gratitude. Sometimes it's hard to say thank you all the time, you know, and we don't think about it. So if you have people to thank in terms of who's got you this far, you're taking to the next step, and has been just sort of a reward as you've served in this position. This is the time. As many as you can, right? You're gonna forget someone, so you're gonna have to follow up with that note. I'm sure, a text message. But Mason, what you got?
First of all, I want to thank God for this phenomenal position that I'm in today. Then I want to thank my wife, my family, her family for always just being supportive. Then I want to thank Brady as well, my supervisor, for being great to me the past 2 years. He's been a great supervisor, being able to just be a great mentor as well. I also want to thank you, Will Thomas. I also want to thank all my other GAs as well. They've been great teammates. They've been great teammates. I wouldn't even call them coworkers. They've been great teammates through these past few years. I want to thank Paul Bubb, our athletic director, for giving me this opportunity as well. Shelby as well. They've been great. Carrie, our front desk manager, she's been great. She's awesome to talk to every day as well. Everyone. Caden Strenz and everybody as well. Baldwin, everybody behind the scenes today for making this possible as well. I know it's a lot of work. They're taking the time out of their day as well to do this.
Perfect. Thank you. Peter, you want to follow that up?
Yeah. Again,
everyone
thank you.
He said.
Everyone he said was, I want to say thank you to God. Thank you to my parents. My siblings, I have 5 siblings, so shout out to them. All my past coaches.
Where are you at in the sibling lineup?
I am 3rd. I'm the oldest son. I have 2 older sisters.
Got it.
So big family. They've been a big help. My past coaches, all the way from AAU with Christian to Terry Upshaw at Ridley and Kevin Duffy at Acadia and Rick Plato at Dow get me here. Thank Reese, my boss here. All my fellow GAs, the ones I work with, Miles in Brooklyn, and Mason and Emma and everyone else. You, Summer, I want to say thank you. Will, giving me all these opportunities to work behind the camera sometimes. Brady as well. Paul, Bub, Shelby, and everyone else here at Western.
Perfect. Yep. And Emma, you get to wrap it up.
Yeah, so everybody that they said, everybody that I work with in general, everybody's been so great. I fear that I might forget a name if I start listing them, so I'm not going to list all the names, but everybody that I work with has been amazing. I definitely would not have had the experience that I had here without every single person that I've worked alongside with, and definitely my family, my past coaches, my best friends for pushing me in sports and everything, my brother for always being competitive, thinking that he can beat me. It's definitely driven me to be more involved in athletics and everything. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. This has been another Tell Your Story Leatherneck Insider panel that we are so appreciative of you tuning in and look forward to seeing you again in April.